What's up? Just a little late night video here. If you guys find it interesting, that would be cool. Um, but I was just talking to someone about kind of the business in the AI boom, the AI age right now, and it occurred to me that I think there's a lot of people that still are like behind the curve. Um, a lot of people just don't know like what to do, how to do it, and like really even where to start. So if you're interested in starting a business, if you're interested in, um, the word is like overused a lot, but entrepreneurship, if you're interested, then this might help you a little bit. The number one most important thing, the text is kind of small, but you have to get distribution. It is the only thing that matters. Like, it is the only thing that matters. Having a great product that brings value to people, or entertainment, whatever you do, is also, you know, one of the key things. But especially right now, because you can make so much stuff, apps, SaaS, uh, agent startups, I mean, you name it. There really is just like an ungodly amount of stuff out there. So distribution comes to the forefront. Like, people are not going to buy your stuff if they can't see you, right? Um, like for example, right now, like me making this video, um, not a lot, but it is distribution. And if you're like me at all, you like I like to play it safe. I like to know what I'm doing, when I'm doing it, and how I'm going to do it. But you will never, ever, ever know, like, if it's the right time, if it's a good time, what you should be doing. And most of the time, you will feel like an idiot. Pretty much 90% of the time. Um, there's really no way of getting around it, especially if you don't have uh, knowledge. Like, if you don't have domain knowledge, fancy word for skill in like a certain area. Like, if you don't know how just basic businesses work with like supply and demand, you're gonna have a rough time. If you don't know how AI works in general, you're gonna have a rough time. Um, so just start. Like, just learn as you go. I'm sure I'm gonna get completely roasted in the comments because I know for a fact that like 90% of the people out there that are like heavily into AI, um, and using all the tools and doing as much as they can, they all know more than me. So I feel like a very big idiot in the room right now. Um, but hesitating just like it never helps anyone, right? If you don't make a choice, then you don't grow. So you might as well. Brings me to my like third point. Why distribution is king is because you can build anything. Building with AI, IDEs, which is what like Cursor is, slash VS Code, if you've heard of those, you probably have. or CLIs, which is what Claude Code is, and Gemini's CLI, if you've heard of those. Again, you probably have. It makes it easier than ever. Let me preface this. It is, I'll have to find room here. It is still hard. Okay, depending on what you're trying to do, it is still hard as fuck. There's a conundrum kind of going on with AI. It's the whole premise of it is to make everything easier to do, but it's actually creating more work because the AI keeps messing up, so you have to keep correcting it. Like, for instance, I'm in the middle of building right now. I have been doing this since 7 in the morning, and it is 12, 11, 12 at night. So, I will just preface this. I am not technical, but I have been like drilling computer science, LLMs, AI into my head for like the past like 2 months. But I am still not technical. So this is like still very hard for me, but trying to start. I think everybody should. And I know that I would literally never be able to do any of this if I didn't have AI. Like, I don't know how to code. I'm not a software engineer. Um, but I am bit by bit painstakingly learning how to context engineer, buzzword going on. Um, and there's a lot of cool stuff you can do with AI. So it just makes it easier to build than ever, right? Now, going down, this kind of comes from, I forget who said it. I believe it was Sam Altman when he was still at Y Combinator, but you still have to build a business. Like, AI is not going to, like, it's not at the point to where it can do everything for you. Um, to where you don't have to deal with a single problem or deal with a single client or a single customer. You are still going to have to build a business. Okay? And in fact, it might be more important now than ever just because there are going to be so many people just like me, just like you, that are going to want to build stuff. And they don't, like, they have the tools, ta-da, but they don't know what to do. They don't know how to structure. They don't know when to delegate. They don't know when to hire if they have to. They don't know when to automate, what to automate. There's still just so much more, you know? And then I onto the next point, which is kind of like a second point to this, is like the only thing that matters right now, and you'll see this anywhere you go that talks about like business in the AI age right now, especially with like content from Y Combinator and basically any other venture capital firms, is the user feedback cycle. Launch it, underscore it. Launch it. You start it, okay? I don't care if you have to cold DM people manually and it sucks, but you have to launch it and get it into the hands of people, okay? And if that means like you're not going to make any money, you're just going to sit there and lose money on like API costs and server costs, it's a risk you have to take. I'm just going to say it. It's a risk you are going to have to take if you don't have a lot to work with, because like You're speaking to the choir right now, because that is me. I have learned this like the hard way. Second point, user feedback. Religiously, and I mean religiously, get feedback. Put an MVP. Let me iterate this. Launch MVP. Minimum viable product. Okay? The viable is still an incredibly important part. Okay? It has to still work, even if it has like one or two features. Get it into the hands of people. Ask those people to give you feedback, and 9 out of 10 times they're going to say this thing sucks. Why would I use this? What in the world is making you think that I would add a subscription to my already like 20 other subscriptions? You have to get feedback. What do they want in it? What will they use it for? What are they using it for? What will they use it for? Why do they like it? What about your product is either giving them value or entertainment? Value or entertainment. And then, once you have the feedback, you iterate. You go in and you change the product based on that feedback. If you are lucky enough to have a technical co-founder or something, which I am, then it will make it easier, because you will not have to go in and figure out how to, specifically prompt to just change one thing and keep the rest. Again, this is still hard. It's easier, but it's still hard. So you've iterated, and now what are you going to do? You are going to launch again, and it just keeps circling back. You launch it to get feedback, to then iterate on the product, to then launch it again, and hopefully you'll get 8 out of 10 people, right, that think it sucks. I think that's correct. And just to kind of end the video off, I just want to say, being technical is still so highly rated. It's so useful to still be technical. Like, I can't stress that enough. It just helps to understand what you're doing. Like, you can go in and truthfully, half of the stuff, no, actually, being like truthfully right now, 90% of the stuff that's been coming out, I know what the features are, I know what I'm building, but I don't know for shit what the code does, because I'm not technical. And it's not just coding, like, being technical just applies everywhere now with AI. It's so nice. And, if you're like me and you're thinking, fuck, that sucks because I'm not technical, just know that you're not alone. And unfortunately, the only way to get through that is to A, cheat by getting a very savvy technical co-founder, or B, you do what I've been doing and you literally no life grind it out in your bat cave trying to learn from the ground up. If you know someone who's technical, if you know someone who's like a computer scientist, software engineer, fucking agent, context engineer, whatever, like, see if they're interested, see if they want to do something. Like that's what I'm doing with like my only buddy, who's the only one of my friends who's a software engineer. But yeah, I that's pretty much it. I hope that any of you guys found any of this useful, and if you have any scathing criticisms of me, please let me know in those comments, because I'm sure that there are a lot.